Hey, Togo Sister here, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much to all my new subscribers. Today we've got, we got some Ultraman and Ultraman accessories for ya. I'm not the most familiar with Ultraman, watched a few episodes here and there. My very first Toku was Spectreman, unless you count Godzilla, but like, Godzilla doesn't count, right? I mean, sorry Godzilla if you're listening, which you definitely are. The point is that I haven't watched a huge amount of Ultraman. I know a little bit about it. Love the idea. I like a big, strong, transforming boy fighting the monsters in a city with pro wrestling moves. It's a real fun time. I'm here for it. But I wanted to not just look at Ultraman because, like, you go and look there. There's a lot of Ultraman. I don't think it's feasible to watch every Ultraman, even just the openings. That's a lot of hunky Robo-Men fighting monsters. Much as I love my hunky Robo-Men, let's not watch all that.
Yeah, but look at all the hunky boys.
I do not care for hunky boys. What do
I want to look at a bit of the history of Ultraman and some of the Ultraman adjacent series that came out, perhaps aping off the popularity of it. I don't know how much of it was copycat and how much was genuine original material that definitely was not inspired by anything that was pre-existing. But we should probably start where it all began, with the original series, Ultra Q. It's from 1966, and it's not really the same as the rest of the Ultraman series. It's not an Ultraman series. It started the Ultra series, but it's not Ultraman. It's just people, normal men and presumably women and others, investigating spooky stuff. It's like 1960s Japanese X-Files. Sometimes they're fighting monsters. I think there's like other things, like maybe ghosts and stuff. I'm not super familiar with it, but it's the OG. It was going to be called Unbalanced, but then some dude won the Olympics or whatever in gymnastics by using something called the Ultra C method. And that made the word ultra suddenly cool, as if it wasn't before. Yes, maybe people weren't aware of it, but everyone wanted everything to be ultra, so it became Ultra Q, and the Q stands for question, because they are investigating spooky stuff that the government and the lamestream media doesn't want you to know. So I wanted to have a look at Ultra Q before jumping into the other Ultra series. Let's see where it all began. 1966's Ultra Q. It's like Rorschach test. Lava lamp. Huh. Ooh. Silhouettes. That's what you're going with, huh? Oh, it's like a King Kong. Oh, hee. I recognize that guy, a clam. Ooh, snail. This is the shadow puppet hour. Oh my god. They really like that turtle, huh? A crab! I love their eyes. Look at that! Ultra Q! Well, I mean, whew. Filmmaking sure was different back then. budgets sure were smaller back then, or maybe that cost millions of dollars. I don't know. That could have been state of the art. Shadow puppets. Who'd have thought that's what they did their TV series openings with? It was a lot of fun. I thought that song was really catchy. It was all spooky. That's like the equivalent of the X-Files theme back then. That was like the peak of spookiness in the 60s. And like the monster designs are really fun. I love actually the silhouette worked really well. They had the goofy eyes. They got the spikities. I like those smiles in profile there. You know, you can see it in relief. Like they did a really good job of getting the character of some monsters across with the shadow puppets. They did a lot with very little, and I'm actually really impressed by that, even though it's kind of very basic. Yeah, I don't know. That was a pretty cool way to start things off, considering all things. They did Ultraman. I think it debuted like 2 weeks after Ultra Q started. Like they were just going for it. I don't know if they had a plan or if they just decided they wanted to do more, like if there was something in Ultra Q that made people want an Ultraman. And I want to have a look at where they went with that. Oh. Now it's in color. Did they invent color television in 2 weeks? That's good timing. Ooh, whoa. I assume that's Ultraman. Oh, I recognize that dude again. Song's catchy. Well, they're all their same figures again, but in color. Yeah, they got them all the same guys again. They're always funny. I'm always gonna laugh at that guy. Oh, I think he's new. He's got bone hands. Big claw. Aww. Oh, hey, it's Ultraman. Well, that was very similar, but it wasn't actually the same. I was worried for a sec it was just going to be basically the same thing again. They're doing the shadow puppet, reusing a lot of those shadow puppets, but they added a few new ones in, so I appreciate that. I think it makes sense that they changed it the way they did. Like, maybe Ultra Q is like a more serious grown-up series, and then Ultraman was like aiming more for kids. It was fun. They had the color, they had the children's chorus. It like, I could see the business decision behind making Ultraman versus what Ultra Q was. And it was different enough that I wasn't ticked off by it. The shadow puppet gimmick is neat. You know, it's not foam costumes. I'm kind of used to openings being, the show. But they actually, they shot this. It wasn't just like, we're going to use footage from the show and splice it with music. They actually made this sequence. So, cheap or not, I appreciate that. They made a dedicated opening for it. I think that's pretty neato. They had a little interlude between Ultraman and the next Ultraman series. A little something called Captain Ultra, which my understanding is also very different from Ultraman. I'm not really clear if there's any connection whatsoever. They just really liked that word Ultra. And this one's more of a sci-fi series, I think. Looks like it. So let's have a look at Captain Ultra. Ooh. Is that a model? I guess it's gotta be a model. Oh no! Watch out for those aliens! Look at that Enterprise knockoff. Yo, well, it was really short. I laughed a lot at it. We're getting into the more traditional opening. They didn't do the shadow puppet thing. They got some foam costumes going on. They you know, had a fun time with it. I think that was pretty fun. I would like more. You know me. I always want more openings. I want my theme songs, but I don't know. Looks cheap, looks goofy, looks like it's up my alley. I like the Enterprise knockoff. I like the models. I like the terrible costumes. A goofy space series from Japan sounds like something that would be quite enjoyable. I might just have to check out more Captain Ultra, even if it's not a proper Ultraman series. Looks fun. I'll move along to the next Ultraman series, Ultraseven. And I'm curious where they took things now that they've established they can do like a proper opening. What did they do with Ultraseven? Let's take a look there. Oh, they're doing the wax thing again. That's a cool effect. It's gotta just be like melted wax, eh? You do that in reverse, probably, right? What is this? Is this gonna be a proper opening? Oh yeah. Syber. Well, give me more monsters. Oh, I see what you're doing. I mean, I don't know. You can't add speed lines to a still frame puppet and expect it to be exciting. Hehe. That's the best puppet so far. Oh, zoom out. Or zoom out. So did they do that effect with the opening on the Ultraman? Is that like wax? It looks a lot like wax. Like they just start with like a bunch of wax that's all mixed up and then they've got maybe like the Ultraman titles in it, in wax. And then they like swirl it around. And then they reverse that footage and then that's how you get it. Like it starts out all swirly and then it comes to the title. Maybe I'm just giving it too much credit here. I'm okay with the shadow puppet thing. I think it's kind of neat. But that one, it was like... They didn't have any funny monsters. It was just the vehicles and spaceships and stuff. And they added like speed lines to them. Kind of a neat effect to have it like speed line and negative on the whole the puppet there. But like, it wasn't an interesting silhouette. It didn't look goofy. It just looked like a black cutout of a spaceship. And they add the speed lines to it to give it the illusion of like speed and intensity and excitement, but it was just staying there still. The most exciting thing that happened the whole time was zooming out on Ultraman 7. Kind of weak. I mean, are we rating these? I don't know if we're rating these, but that one gets low points. Come on, give me a goofy monster. Show me the monsters. That's what I want to see. If you're not showing me the monsters, I don't know if I trust you. I wanted to get a nice royal sampler of the various Ultramans. So we're gonna jump on over to... There was an Ultraman anime? Yeah, okay. This is an anime, sister. But we can watch an anime sometimes as a treat. I want to see the Ultraman anime. Especially since all of these Ultraman apparently are puppets and silhouettes and shadows. I want to see something different. Let's check out the Ultraman. The Ultraman. It's an animation from Japan. Japanimation of the Ultraman. Oh, still frames, you say? I'm noticing a theme here. Well, that wasn't a still frame. Actual animation. Okay, good. Puppets. Well, silhouettes. With... Oh. Oh, that was kind of neat. It's like the bullet becomes like a view. Cool. Oh, back to silhouettes. Whoa. Actual animation. Well, there was more. They had, you know, animation. There's a couple places where he moved. They kept defaulting back to the shadow puppets, though. What is that? Like, what is with Ultraman and the shadow puppets? I guess they want that motif. Is that like their thing? I honestly think that's a way of covering for maybe your low budget. Oh yeah, it's stylistic. We're just gonna do shadow puppets. That's like our thing. Our thing is not spending very much money. I don't know. If the animation of the opening looks like that, I don't know if I want to watch that series. Seems like a bit of a stinker. Maybe it's good. I wouldn't know. So let's move over to one of those not Ultramans. I want to check out another superhero who's very much in that vein. He's very different. Inazuman. I think he's powered by solar power. I know he's got a goofy car. And I don't think he grows big. He's not like Ultraman. He fights something completely different. He looks superficially similar. He's got man in his name. I got a feeling they made him, at least partially, because they liked Ultraman and wanted to make money. So hopefully Inazuman's got an opening that's a little more interesting than shadow puppets and still frames. Let's check out Inazuman. Shadow puppet. Okay, well... Okay, you get points for that. Yeah! Ooh, it's action-packed. Legit good action. Oh my god! Hand-drawn special effects! Pull that building! Does he have different forms? Let's go! The car! I can never get over that car. Well, that was great. I really enjoyed the fighting and the hand-drawn special effects, and I liked it when he pulled the building, and his car was wonderful. Honestly, knockoff or not, Inazuman's beating Ultraman right now. I mean, Ultraman's wonderful, it's a classic, but like the openings, you can only coast so long on shadow puppets. I don't know about, I know there's like, I've skipped a bunch of Ultraman series, but so far, we've looked at the classics, now we're looking at the knockoffs. I like the knockoff. So there was a sequel series made to Inazuman called Inazuman Flash. I think it's a little darker. It's supposed to be a little more gritty. And we might as well check that out while we're here. Let's have a look at what they did next with Inazuman. Did it improve, or did it take a step down? Jeez. Acrobatics? Whoa. Consistently good action in Inazuman. Kind of slow. Gotta be hard to do that in those suits, though. The car's still there! Yes! Well, do you have claws, or is that like a blade? Oh! It's Dracula Hitler. Don't you dare shoot Crocodile Car. Take that, you damn UFO. Okay, well, that was pretty great. I like that one. The Inazuman seems like a total bop. I don't even know if it counts. Maybe it's unfair of me to, like, include it here as, like, a Ultraman adjacent knockoff type thing. It's totally, like, its own thing. It's made it its own. But I like that. That was pretty great. The action's consistently good in these. They got some interesting designs. And Inazuman's design's actually pretty good. It's pretty original. Very flashy. Big points to Inazuman.
I don't want to fight you, Flash.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Kicks ass, man.
Let's move on. There's another one here called Jumborg. Sure. I think there was some crossover between Jumborg and Ultraman at some point. That's how I came to this. And I don't really know anything about it. So let's check out Jumborg. Pixels. Did they even have pixels back then? They're going with the spooky on this. Airplane. Well, you gotta shoot the rodeo sometime. I think Jumborg like jumps out of a plane. So it's just gonna show that plane, huh? I mean, you paid for the plane ride. You better use that footage. Yeah, but who is Jumborg? Well, Jumborg wasn't much of a jam. I mean, the music was fine. I get that it's expensive to make a TV series, but shooting an airplane, and that's all you've got, like, you didn't even, like, use old footage from your series? You didn't have any B-roll? Nothing? You're just gonna shoot an airplane? Like, I'd rather you just do shadow puppets. Ultraman's winning at this point over Jumborg. So, I don't know if I have a whole lot to say about Jumborg. It kind of sucked. I don't care if that's not a pun or whatever. It sucked. Do better, old show. Ooh. Next up we've got Inframan, which, my understanding is, this is like, kind of like an Ultraman knockoff from Hong Kong,
made by Shaw Brothers.
Oh, okay. I don't want to put too high of expectations on this. A lot of these Ultraman openings have been kind of... But, like, come on, Inframan. You got Shaw Brothers behind you. You got the Kung Fu, Hong Kong. Don't steer me wrong. You can do this, right? You can make a good opening. You got no excuse. Well, you got a lot of excuses. It's Hong Kong. But, come on. You just get your Kung Fu action people in there. It's going to be a good opening. Don't do me dirty. Unlike Hong Kong's Air. Let's go. We salute our boys at Shaw Brothers. He's Inframan, infrared. Look at that big bad Beetleborg. Oh, he can fly. Super Inframan. Runway Shaw. Okay, so it's like the opposite of shadow puppets. They're doing light shows. These infrared. I see what you're playing. It's kind of, eh. These goddamn Ultraman shows, I tell ya. Like, maybe if you're on acid, this is cool. Did they just, like... Okay, I like how the light morphs into him. Well, that was underwhelming. I mean, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have had such high expectations from Shaw Brothers. Their Kung Fu movies are good. They're just... Maybe the rest of the show's good. I would actually still be willing to give this a chance just on Shaw Brothers alone. Every single thing Shaw Brothers makes is good. That opening? It's boring. I want someone in a foam costume. I don't know, maybe some lyrics to your song. It's kind of neat they're doing like kind of the opposite of what Ultraman's doing. Instead of shadow puppets, it's light. And I think it's just like they shot a light probably in a long exposure and moved it around. That's what it looks like they did. Which is kind of neat. I like how the light turns into Inframan. He's Inframan, which assumes he's made of like infrared. So is it like infrared light spectrum? Is that what they're going for? It's like a whole light thing? I don't know. It's kind of weak. So far, Inazuman's winning, guys. He's the weirdest one. And he's winning. Ugh. What do we got next up? Let's... Come on, guys. Give me like a just a solid normal opening. Why can't you be normal? Let's go. This is something we know is going to be good. My first Toku, which took my Tokuginity, was Spectreman. And I already know this one's a bop. I want to look at both the English opening and the Japanese opening of Spectreman. I know the English one. I love it. Everyone who's cultured on this earth knows and loves it. But I've never seen the Japanese one. So let's cleanse the palate. Let's watch a decent, good opening with the Spectreman English, and then we'll compare it to the Spectreman Japanese. That's gotta be a winner, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the whole thing.
Spectreman! Spectreman! Feel the flash like a flame, faster than a plane. A mystery with the name Spectreman. Power from space, he'll save the human race. Yet they'll never know the face of Spectreman. We will never know the source of his power and his force as he guides this planet's course. Spectreman.
Well, that one's a bop. I already knew that theme was good. I love it. I think Spectreman's got some of the most interesting, if garbagey monster designs you're ever going to see. The mole catfish hybrid alone is worth giving that series a check out. It's that a thing you say? Check out? Give it a check out? I like Spectreman. That was great. Let's have a look at the Japanese Spectreman and see if it's as great. Please don't disappoint me. For Pete's sake. Professor Space Ape Gory. There's like no titles. Is this real? Cowboy Karas. Ooh, animated matte painting. Just doing it, huh? The tongue. Oh, is that stop motion? Turned to bones, but it's still moving? Oh, good. Karas. What's with these guys? Who are they? Well, that was pretty good. I don't know, I'm impressed by the Japanese one there. It had a lot of footage I hadn't seen. Certainly, it's not in the original, it's not in the English one, certainly. I liked all the matte paintings. I liked all the hand-drawn stuff. I think that's a really strong element in these older things that you don't see anymore because it's too gosh darn expensive and it looks goofy. It had the stop motion stuff. Is that stop motion? It really looked like there's stop motion in there. And that takes money. Spectreman's this weird combination of like janky garbage and like really great production and fun. I don't know. They had the bones. There's a lot going on in there that just made it seem like they were trying. And I really appreciate that, unlike some other openings that don't feel like they were trying. Spectreman, well, it's up there with Inazuman. So far, these weirdo knockoff adjacent Ultraman accessories are outdoing the original. Yeah, they got a couple decades on them or whatever. It's not fair. Well, I'm wearing a tube top, which can only mean one thing. We forgot to watch Mirrorman. Yep, I just figured Mirrorman looks way too similar to Ultraman to ignore here. I knew if I didn't watch it, somebody would be like, well, you didn't watch Mirrorman. That's a really important Ultraman copy show. This is supposed to be an Ultraman. So we're gonna watch Mirrorman. It sure does look similar to Ultraman. Almost like Ultraman is looking in a mirror. I mean, I'm sure that was just a completely genuine desire to tell a story and not, you know, motivated by a cynical desire for money. Ooh, 1970s space effects. Got the light show. Oh, Mirrorman. Ooh, exciting answering the phone action. That thing fell over. People. That's it. Oh, it's him. And big old cross shot. Sure. Well, that sucked. Really? I put a tube top on for that? I think there's a common theme happening with these goddamn Ultraman shows, the openings being lazy. You gotta show me more. Don't just show lights. Don't just show the dork characters looking at things. Maybe show Mirrorman doing something. Not just jumping with his crotch in my face, but like, fighting a big foam monster would be nice. Mirrorman, continuing the trend of lazy Ultraman openings, a time-honored tradition. Thank you, Mirrorman, for upholding your duty to future generations and making sure that we all are underwhelmed by your series and, you know, aren't hyped at all for it and don't really care about it. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, these Ultraman shows. Sure, I'm glad I pulled out the Tube Top Zone for that one. That was great. What a good use of our time. Well, there you go. That's Mirrorman. Don't get mad at me for not watching Mirrorman. Well, so let's move on to one more Ultraman adjacent series. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of the same. You know, Ultraman's in that category of the Daikaiju Toku, where they're fighting giant monsters. He grows big. Spectreman grows big. I don't know if Inframan, Inazuman, or Jumpman? Well, actually, Inazuman definitely doesn't go big. He can. I've seen an episode or two. I never saw him go big. And if he was saving that building with a rope, there's no way he would do that if he could just go big and save the building. So, it doesn't matter. Gridman is kind of a Daikaiju series, but he doesn't grow big.
He grows little.
Micro kaiju, whatever Japanese word for little is. I'm not looking that up. They go inside a computer and fight viruses. So, you know, that's neat. I want to have a look at Gridman, but Gridman was rather famously turned into an American toku, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, but you know, I'm sure it's still good. Let's have a look first at the one I'm familiar with, the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad opening, and then we'll compare that to the original, and we'll see which one is winning there. So let's go with Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Tim Curry. That school shooter kid.
In their satirized attack vehicles. Together they transform into the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Superhuman Samurai. Superhuman Samurai. They're gonna have it up.
Kick some gigabutt. Tim Curry. Well, that's freaking hype. That song's a bop. That seriously rocked. That's how you do an opening. You know, they introduce what the concept is, goofy as it is. They had cool footage. They had a rockin' guitar riff. They made me hype for that show. I want to watch Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, despite the fact that I know it's not great. The writing, the characters, it's not a very good show. But I want to watch it, seeing that. That looked awesome. The hero always makes the cut. That made my cut. Let's have a look at the original, though, Gridman, and see how that stacks up to this total bop of an intro. Like that computer city. Not the computer! Dan noodles. Not the computer, stop that! It's a series of tubes. Get it? It's the internet. Oh, they really spent a lot on this computer animation, I'm guessing. I can't actually have a hard time telling if this is CG or models. It's gotta be CG. But that's... oh, either way, that's pretty cool and pretty seamless. So that was fun. I like the music. That was catchy. Baby Dan Dan, baby Dan Dan. That's great. Kind of boring. Bit of a snooze fest in terms of the footage. You know, just zooming through cyberspace. Maybe throw some monster footage in there. Maybe get the transforming thing. Show some of the characters. Do that intro thing. Like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad did the whole thing, or it's like, what's his freaking face? Attacks computers. He teams up with that little dweeb, and don't worry, this other dweeb got turned into Servo, and he and his dork friends are gonna fight the bad guys, the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and then they play the bitchin' song. Gridman? I don't know what the hell Gridman is. Baby Dan Dan is all I know. I mean, I'm not even talking about the lyrics in Japanese translation or whatever. It's like, introduce your series. Show me characters. Show me what this is. Don't just shoot an airplane. Don't just give me freaking silhouette shadow puppets. Don't just do light tricks. Show me people kicking. Show me dork characters. Tell me what's happening in your TV show. What is with these freaking Ultraman shows? Give me a normal intro. Get a little worked up, but I want to give Ultraman a chance here. I'm being pretty hard on Ultraman, its openings. Let's just see. I've generally heard that Ultraman Tiga? Tiga? We'll see how they pronounce it. I've heard that one's good. It's a little later. Got a couple decades. They've had a chance to figure out what makes a good opening. Let's have a look at Ultraman Tiga and see if they got it right. This is promising. Ooh, trampoline jump. It's the bop of a song. Nice jump kick. Aw, that's cool. That's a cool little model. I appreciate all these models. Well, okay, song's good. It's catchy. Baby, take me higher. Sure. I wish they took the standards for their opening a little higher, though. Like, there's cool stuff. Jumps, jump kicks, models. Cool. Like that stuff. Don't hold on it for so goddamn long. It's the same problem that a lot of the other Ultraman, was it Ultraseven, had. They're holding on the puppets a long time. It's not that exciting. You show me something, and you hold on it in a still frame. That's the trend I'm noticing with Ultraman openings. It's not silhouettes, it's not shadow puppets. It's holding on a still frame for a long time to stretch your budget. I mean, how would you like it if I made a Toku Sister video that was just still frames of me in various poses, you know, just held for several seconds, and that's all it was. That wouldn't be anything. Nobody would be interested in that. I get it. Low budget filmmaking. Cut it up a bit. You've got a series you presumably shot. Maybe use some of that footage. Haim Saban it a bit. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad wasn't afraid to show their series. Show a bit of the stuff. I'm getting a little worked up still here. I feel like there's so much potential and they're just like, what are you, just phoning it in? Do you not care? Do you not respect me? What did I do to you, Ultraman? I'm gonna give Ultraman one more chance. I know I've jumped around, we haven't watched anywhere near all the Ultraman openings, but let's have a look at the latest and greatest. What is Ultraman doing today? I believe the most current Ultraman series is Trigger, and it is a sequel to Tiga? It's the newest one. Presumably, in 20 years since this one came out, 25 years since this one came out, they figured out how to do an opening. Maybe Ultraman Trigger's gonna blow my mind. Ooh, Lady Ultraman. Lady. Well, they're not holding on still frames. New generation Tiga. No, look at that little thing there. What's that? Okay, this is an opening. It's cool VR. Muscle Man. Beardo. And the star of the show, this thing. More of that, please. Aw, man. Oh, he's got a Kamen Rider Henshin belt. That's nice. Ooh, jets. CG models, okay. They were looking good at least. Preferred if it was toys, but can't have everything. Well, that was the best one. That was good. I'm glad I got to that one. I'm glad I gave Ultraman enough of a chance to get to Trigger. I don't know about the other Ultraman openings that I didn't hit, but I think they figured out finally that you need to give us something here. A good opening should get you hyped. It should get you really stoked for the series. You should be really invested in it. Ultra Q's opening made sense, aside from the fact that it was from the 60s. They wanted to have some mystery. I get that. Other Ultramans, though, they're kind of going from that stylistically, but I don't feel like they've got a reason to be maintaining that sort of laziness that comes along with a mystery. Not that mysteries are lazy, but like, you're not showing things because of a mystery, okay. Not showing things because you're a lazy turd that can't be bothered to make an opening. I liked Triggers a lot. That was a lot of fun. More of that in Ultraman going ahead. I mean, sure, they're taking a whole lot of cues from Sentai and Kamen Rider. That's okay. Learn from your peers. This is a pretty weird little lineup of kind of mans, the different mans out there. Which was your favorite? I, personally, if I had to choose, song-wise, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad song. That one just... mwah. The one I laughed the most at was, I don't know, like Inazuman's car, but I also like Spectreman's, the Japanese Spectreman had a lot of great stuff. And then of the Ultraman, obviously the best Ultraman was Trigger. I think that was just like, they got it. They finally got it like 50 years later. Do you disagree? Have I been too hard on Ultraman? Are there Ultraman openings I missed that it's like, no, Toku Sister, go back, watch that one. Ultraman Blorky. That one's good. That opening is like Puppet City. They're showing you so many foam costumes. He jump kicks this guy in a duck mask. It's rad. You know, I would watch more Ultraman, I guess, if it's good. Let me know if there's any more that you think I should check out. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification dingle dangle jangle bingle belly welly there. The thing that you click and it tells you when I make a new video. Do that if you want to see more of this, whatever this is. Until next time, if you've only seen Godzilla, you're still a Toku virgin. Dun 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 dun.